Hello, this video is all about how to sell your business. As someone who has built and sold 5 businesses before in the past, I can definitely tell you that no matter how small or big your business is, you definitely can sell it. In this video, I'll run you through my very best tips and advice on how to sell your business, what to avoid when selling your business, so you can start selling your business today. So you've done all the hard work, you've built your business up to whatever level, you ran it for however long you ran it for, and you're ready to walk away and sell and get some kind of cash payout. Congratulations! And there is some groundwork that you need to do in order to get your business ready before you put it on the market. The first point, and one of the most important points for me, is branding. And the best way to look at your business is really think of it like a home refurb. So when you sell your house, for example, obviously you have a bit of a lick of paint, maybe you move some furniture around, you get some new stuff, you make it look pretty good. And that's pretty much the same process that you want to go through with your business. So you want to make it look good, you want to make it look attractive. And it's not just about getting a new logo, it's not just about maybe giving the website a bit of a touch up. You want a complete top to bottom refurb. At the end of the day, you want to make your business look as attractive to other people as you possibly can. So we have to get out the metaphorical paintbrush here and really go to town. Now, if you haven't gone through a branding process in your business before, then I would strongly recommend you hiring someone to actually go through that process with you. And word of warning, it does cost. It's a pretty penny. It is a pretty penny to get someone really good. And you want someone really good, because if you get a rubbish branding person or someone without much experience or someone from a freelance site, which I normally advocate for virtually every job, but if you do try and go cheap on this, then it will impact the bottom line that you get and the sale price that you get for your business. And if you've run it for several years, and if that there is like some serious earning potential behind your business, you really want to start investing at this point and get someone who will do a really great job. A guy that I worked in the past is called Gideon. He runs a site called the Copy Course. I'll put a link down in the description. And he was amazing. He really kind of looked at every kind of single aspect of my businesses before I sold them. I worked with him, I think, in the run-up to selling 2 of my businesses. And I'm really clear that without working with him, I would have got a much lower price. You really want to make sure, if you go with Gideon or someone else, just make sure they've got really strong experience and they know what the hell they are doing. When you have a initial call with them to really kind of find out if you want to hire them or not, you really want to be knocked over by the amount of stuff that they can tell you about your own business that you don't know. You want them to be able to tell you, what the gap is. What is the gap from, having you sell your business at 10 grand to having you sell at, 70, 80, 100 grand. And, it's within the side of that gap, you really want them to work. And you want them to get, down to work on the logo, down to work on the copy of your website, and the overall tone of your website, and all these things work in conjunction with each other, and they are so important to be working really well before you put your business on the market. You wouldn't put your house on the market if you weren't completely confident that it looked as good as it possibly can be, right? And when before you put your house in the market, you're willing to spend the cash. You're willing to spend the cash on maybe 1 or 2 tradesmen coming up and tarting it up and making it look amazing. Well, that is exactly the same thing that you want to do with your business. My next point is mainly for sole traders. So if you are a limited company or you run through any kind of business structure which is independent of yourself, then please skip by looking at the chapters below. So again, if you are only a sole trader and you're looking to sell your business, it's hard work for you. It's gonna be very hard work, and I would say that you need to take a step back and seriously think whether or not you can actually sell your business at this stage, because you really want to start planning to actually have your own limited company, your own kind of separate entity, your own separate business. Because as a sole trader, it'll be very hard within a sales pitch to really distinguish you from the actual business. And, this isn't slave trade. It's not like someone's going to buy you as part of the overall package, is it? They might you might strike up some kind of consultancy handover deal, but at the end of the day, you need to be completely separate from your own business. So the bad news is, in my opinion, if you're a sole trader, you're going to need to switch over to like a limited company structure or any kind of business entity structure as soon as possible. And realistically, you're really, I think, looking to aim to sell your business within 2 to 3 years tops. My own personal opinion, I think if you try and sell as your business as a sole trader, you'll get a lot less money. It will be a lot harder. And I think overall, it'd just be a lot more stressful as well. And next, it's all about the pitch. You want to prepare a really kick-ass sales pitch. Yeah, I've heard some really boring pitches in my time. Just the kind of pitches that go on and just chuck numbers left and right. And they're just drab and boring and they really lack energy, And I think what you need to consider is that, okay, yeah, you are selling a business and you do need to keep a certain demeanor when you're selling business, and there's a certain formality that comes with it. But at the end of the day, the people that you're selling to are people, they're humans like you and me. So make it a bit more exciting. Obviously, they want to hear some base numbers, the profit and loss numbers for your last few years. That much is obvious. You see it all the time on programs like Dragon's Den. But just make it a bit more exciting, make it interesting. Really paint a picture for the person who might buy your business as to where your business is going to go to in the future. What is the next step for your business? How can the person buying your business rapidly expand it and make even more money than what they originally thought? Create it as something which is really vivid that they can grab onto and get on board with, and turn them on, basically turn them on about your business, get them all juiced up, so the only thing they want to do is to get onto the negotiation stage of the business. Next up, plan your accounts at very least 1 year in advance. So, let's say you've done the branding, you've put the icing on the cake, you've made your business look as pretty and as amazing as it can be. And then the person who's looking into your business will do some due diligence. It's obvious. That always happens when there's a big purchase. And they'll scratch under the surface and then they'll look at your numbers. And you want your numbers to be amazing. And numbers are not something that you want to just kind of fudge. You don't want to lie about the numbers. You don't want to lie about numbers that you filed, because the person you're looking into your business can do their due diligence. They can look into Companies House and they'll know if you are full of BS or not. So the best way to do this with integrity is to plan in advance. And look, I know as a company director, I know from someone who's run businesses for the past 14, 15 years, that the normal way to do this is to go very heavy on the expenses, so you pay less tax at the end of your tax year, at the end of your financial year, and you just need to go at very least a year by really minimizing your expenses as much as possible, increasing your profit margin, and taking the hit on corporation tax on some profits for at very least 1 year. If you can, forward plan enough, do it for 2 years and take that hit with tax. Because I tell you what, if you have a big healthy profit margin and that's been registered and that's been filed at Companies House, that is going to go an awful long way to put the buyer's concerns at rest, and it will make your business look a hell of a lot more attractive, maybe even more so than the actual branding itself, because at the end of the day, these people, they want to make money from your business. They want to make even more money than you made from your business and expand it and do different things with it. So, really have it be that your numbers really kind of line up with the way that you're making your business look. Next up, if you're looking for a sale price of upwards of $10,000 or pounds, I would definitely say get a solicitor in place before you put your business on the market. You really want to make sure that someone who has all the legal knowledge has your back throughout this process, and that you have a very well drawn up contract which will protect you completely if anything was to go wrong. From the sale of my first business, there was 1 or 2 legal problems that we encountered, or potential legal problems, where it looked like the buyer might not pay a remaining amount that was actually left. and I had to go through my solicitor and threaten court action in order to make sure that that buyer followed through with the payments. And I'm not really sure if that would have happened if I didn't have the solicitor on my side and actually fighting my corner for me. So it will take maybe $1 to $1,500, maybe even $2,000 out of the budget, but at very least you know that you're going to be well protected if anything was to hit the fan. And we come to my final point, which is to agent or not to agent. So should you use a business selling agent to sell your business? Now, I'm going to talk from personal experience. I've seen other YouTubers, other business people on YouTube have a very different experience to what I had. What I found personally was that agents were just a lot less effective than I was at getting potential buyers through the door. And one of the common problems that I found with agents was they just wanted to do you over a barrel. They really did. And there was this one kind of agent I approached who seemed really good, had a great website, and his contract basically would lock me in exclusively into his business. So even if I sold my business off my own flipping back, he'd still be taking a cut. Eh? What? That's not fair. Are you out of your flipping mind? You don't own a business. You don't, you haven't kind of worked in the business like I have. You haven't put your blood, sweat and tears into actually building it into what it is today so I can sell it. So what gives you the right to kind of exclusively lock me into some kind of contract which enables only you to sell my business? That was just mental. And then there were other agents who had more flexible contracts, but with their flexible contracts really came with a bit more of an unprofessional kind of nature. Their websites weren't very good. They were a bit, shady and shoddy, and they weren't very clear about how the business was going to be marketed. I actually got up and running with one of these guys very briefly, and this is when I was selling my first business. And all the guy did, didn't put any money behind the marketing, by the way. All he did was put it on his 2-bit website, and that was it. And waited, and waited, and waited. I think 5 or 6 weeks went by, nothing, absolutely nothing, not a sausage, not one little inquiry. So I started promoting the sale of my businesses by my own. And I started by, first of all, I would create a page on the website of one of my previous businesses, and I would get some AdWords up and running, and then I'd point people to go and have a look at the page. Using different keywords like, are you looking to sell a business, or buying a business mainly, I think was the keyword term I was basing this around. And I got 1 or 2 inquiries, so I was spending quite a lot of money. And then I found a platform which completely surprised me, through which I have now sold, I think, 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. Was it 3 or 4 of my businesses? And that platform is, drum roll please, eBay. Yeah, I know, it almost sounds a bit dirty coming out of my mouth to actually say that I've sold a business through eBay. But let me clarify, it wasn't specifically that the business sold through the platform of eBay. It was more a case of I was advertising my business on eBay, and then the potential buyer contacted me directly, and then I did the sale directly with that buyer. So what eBay was for the sale of my businesses was a free marketing tool. And the reason why I had the idea to put my businesses on eBay to start with was that when I was searching, when I was putting in keywords like selling a business, buying a business, I noticed that some paid ads came up sponsored by eBay. And I clicked on these ads, and it took me to eBay pages, which had lots of different people who were selling their businesses. And then I thought, hang on a second. So I could maybe list my business with eBay and then just contact the potential buyer directly, and then that'll be it. So eBay is just a marketing tool, and it worked really, really well. And as I say, I've sold a few of my businesses through that method. The other method through which I've been able to find my potential buyers is word of mouth. just quite literally telling everyone that I knew, putting it on social media, and through the sale of my first business, that happened. Someone who I knew approached me. She was in the market of buying a business, and the deal was done. So look, I know that I will go against the grain with a lot of people on YouTube. I've seen one or two just this morning who were singing the praises of getting together with agents who take percentages and all of this kind of stuff. And yeah, it might be worth considering that, but down the line, you really want to have a plan where for at least, I'd say 6 to 9 months, you are trying to sell the business off your own back. Because at the end of the day, you won't have to pay anyone any commissions. You can, put the price to whatever you want. You can negotiate however you want, and you're not given by any crazy contractor terms. You're completely free to do whatever you want with the sale of your own business. So guys, I really hope this video was useful and that you can now go on and sell your business. I'd really love to hear about any of your stories and your progress in terms of selling your business, how it's gone, if you were successful, if you've really struggled. If I've got time, I will give my advice to you guys down in the comments. But once again, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.